everyone, and welcome to Duke and Leon's School of Life. I got Special Agent Leon coming from an undisclosed location in the Andes.
No windows. I don't even know if it's day or night, buddy. I don't know. My watch stopped, and I don't know. My phone, no reception, but
Beautiful.
I'm coming. I am managing to do the podcast. That's all I can say. All right, what's been happening, Duke? There was a scientific survey done in Australia, and it says the average Australian in their lifetime will have 13.3 sexual partners.
0.3?
Well, that's what got me straight away. What the fuck is 0.3? Is that like a midget?
Or it could be someone that's had amputations.
Well, how much? That would be 30% of their body was missing. Well, 2/3.
Yeah.
2/3. No,
Two-thirds.
well, you couldn't.
So it's just a torso.
You couldn't lose 2/3 of your body and still live, surely.
It's just a torso. So torso and head.
Torso and head.
So everyone's going to have sex with someone that's just got a torso and a head.
So yes, officer, I've had 13 sexual encounters with an adult and one sexual encounter with a torso.
Or a midget.
Or a midget.
Or a dwarf.
Or a dwarf.
Because
as long as they were
difference.
2/3 smaller than your average adult, that would make up the 0.3. But what got me, Duke, was how do you define sexual encounter or sexual partner? Now, just let's just run through this. Now, this is a common occurrence for me. So 3 doors down, there's a belly dancer, right? And she showers, as you do, naked. And I climb up on the roof with my binoculars and I watch her showering and I do what nature intends, what comes naturally, right?
Right.
So would that be classed as a sexual encounter? I mean, I consider it a sexual encounter.
Yeah, look, I think they mean like...
Well, no, because that would put me up into the hundreds then.
I was thinking about my childhood again.
I told you. I mean, multiple people have told you not to do that. You realise that?
Well, I was sick. I was sick for 2 weeks.
Sick. What was it?
Pneumonia. Coughing up blood and shit. I went and saw
the professor.
The professor.
Yes. And what did the professor say? Just it's totally normal. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And then he said the blood will disappear within 24 hours.
And then
3 days later.
3 days.
I rang him and I said, it's still fucking going. What should I do? And he said, start looking for coffins. But anyway, I was sick, so I'm thinking of my childhood.
Yeah.
Man, they were the best days. When you're a kid and, you know, everything's new and you hadn't worked out how the world works yet. So, you know.
Yeah, but you had no money.
Yeah, but you didn't need money. Look,
you didn't need money. That's right. You didn't need money. You worked in a kid's economy.
Yeah, exactly.
Just based on marbles and
lollies,
and shit like that, and stealing shit.
But I remember back in the old days, you know, the neighbours, the old people were like really nice people. I remember like Mrs. Goldman up the road. I used to go to her house and we used to play this game called Lollies. And that was good. That was good, yeah.
So that's how you got the lollies to trade.
Well, you'd get free lollies off her, and she'd get a lolly off you, and that was it. But there was this guy,
Mrs. Goldman.
God bless her.
The woman with the golden heart.
She loved her lollies, I'll tell you.
I bet she did.
She loved her lollies. And then, but there was this old guy, Mr. Krausman.
Yeah.
This old German guy, right?
Yeah.
And he always used to, he was a like real grumpy old bastard.
How did he speak? I know you want to do it, so let's just get it over and done with.
He used to go, you little swines. you get off my lawn, you little swines. Anyway, he comes up to me one day And he goes, and, where I was living back then, in the distance, you could see like all factories and shit.
Yeah.
And he goes,
chimneys. No.
Yeah. He goes,
No.
You see that chimney? I said, yeah. And he goes, in the old country, you would be the smoke coming out of that chimney.
Oh, fucking hell.
And I said to him, yeah, but this is a new country and you're a cunt. That's what I said. And I said, I'm going to Mrs. Goldman.
Right, yeah.
She's got lollies for me.
She's got lollies. And that shit on your lawn, it's not a dog shit, all right?
Mr. Knausman. Oh, I got word of the week.
Yeah.
Lemonades.
Lemonades. Okay.
So that's when you catch AIDS from someone who's a dud fuck.
Oh, wow. That's not very funny, though.
That's
depressing.
It's a word.
Oh, it's just a word.
Lemonades.
Jesus.
So when they say something's shit, it's a lemon?
Yes, I understand. I get it.
You're a fucking lemon, you cunt.
All right. I've got an invention.
Presenting New Inventions with Duke and Leon.
Invention of the week. Invention of the month.
Yes.
All right. So the other day, my third wife brought in this cat, rescue cat. Apparently we have to mind it until it gets, we're foster parents, apparently.
Is this another one?
Yeah. So we've got one, and so she's brought another one, and we're foster parents until it gets adopted. Who knows fucking whether it ever will. Anyway, so she gets all this, these things that you plug into the wall, like those Mozzie Zapper things, but these things are full of cat pheromones, right?
Really?
And it supposedly fills the house full of these cat pheromones, and then they don't fight, right? And I'm
just
thinking,
fuck.
No, it calms them. It doesn't make them sexy. It calms them down. That's the whole point. It reduces their hostility levels. Anyway, I
bet if someone said to you when you were young, you're going to have 2 pussies in your house, you would have thought something different.
Yeah, possibly.
Possibly.
All right. So anyway, I thought this is bullshit, right? So anyway, I come home, from my adventures in life, and the cats are just staring. They're about 2 foot apart from each other, just looking at each other, and they're just, like looking at each other, not moving. They're like statues, right? And my third wife goes, "Oh, look, they're like Mexicans. It's a Mexican standoff." Which I think, is that racist? I had to ask you, is that racist? Do you think that's racist? I think it's racist.
Cats actually do look like Mexicans, don't they?
No, but that's racist, like Mexican standoff. What does that mean? What? Anyway, so it got me thinking, right? I thought, this is pretty good. This works, right? So I went and I did some research, and I thought, what would be a really good idea is if you could disguise one of those dispensers in a milk bottle, like a drink bottle, like just a normal drink bottle that you carry around with you, right?
Yeah.
And instead of getting pheromones for a cat, you get pheromones for an ex-wife, right? And so what you put it in the drink bottle, and then any encounter you have legal mediation or divorce proceedings in court or anything like that. You've got it on your desk, and it just permeates out, and the ex-wives, they just calm down and they lose that nastiness. And then they just, they agree. And I thought, what a great idea. So I did some trials, and we called it, we got a name for it. It's called Happy Ex-Wife. And we tried it out, and unfortunately it doesn't work, Duke. Apparently the chemist, because my mate's a pharmaceutical guy, right? And he mixed it up, and he just said to me, "Leon, some anger is just too strong."
Presenting New Inventions with Duke and Leon.
All right, so to news of the week. We got a couple of prison guard, female prison guard There's two stories. One is, the first one is in England, Wadsworth prison guard performs sexual act on prisoner, then has sex with the prisoner while his mate is in the back of the cell filming the whole thing. It's like, look, everyone's looking for love. I get it. But
people,
really...
what shits me about this is people are having a better time in prison than we are.
Well, I'm not sure about that. Not sure about that exactly.
Anyway, go on.
No, I'm just saying, really, why would you, why is she supposed to be a law enforcement officer? Wouldn't she think that the prison's full of fucking mobile phones?
And she's fucking hot too. She looks like one of those OnlyFans chicks. Yeah. But the thing is, it says she performed 2 sexual acts while his mate was filming.
Yeah.
It said one, it didn't describe the sexual act. It said one where she was on her knees.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can see, there's a photo of it. Yeah, there's on
I wonder what that was. And the other one was when she was bent over.
Yeah, facing the cell door.
Facing away from the cell door.
Cell door, yeah, that's right, away from the face. Yeah. So the other one was in Australia, and it's a female prison guard going into a female prison, and she's smuggling, and for the life of me, I can't remember how many, but several, so at least more than about 4, I think, small balloons of contraband. She's hidden them. That's all it says. She's hidden 4 small balloons full
Where's she
of
hidden
contraband,
them?
And she's been discovered going into the prison, all right? So where's she hidden them, do you think? I mean, most innocent people would sort of think, maybe you're under her armpits, but I don't think it is.
Well, there's 2 places, isn't there? Like, did she have them in both places, or was it just one place?
Well, how did they know? I mean, maybe she was walking funny.
Snitch,
a tip-off.
Yeah.
Either a tip-off or she was walking funny.
Yeah, it was a snitch. Someone who was in jail for 200 years said, "I'll tell you something if you knock off 100 years."
I don't get why prison guards do that. Like, how much money would you make from smuggling in drugs anyway? I don't get.
Well, I don't think they're even doing it for money. I think they're doing it for prestige, because see, what happens is they get involved. It's like a little society, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in that society, the prisoners are like the cool kids, Yeah. And these women go, Barry's cool. I want to impress Barry. And he says, he goes, "You want to impress me, love? Fucking smuggle in some fucking pingers in your cunt." I've got a letter.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a letter too.
All right. Dear Duke and Leon, I recently met a guy who I think I'm in love with.
God, how recent? Are we talking hours?
We recently spent the night together for the first time. Everything was great.
Yeah.
Until he went to the toilet.
Oh.
I heard him sobbing like a baby in the bathroom.
Wow. And you can hear that shit because it's all tiles.
And echoey, yeah. It's all
echoey.
Echoey.
Wow.
So it's like, whoa. Afterwards, I asked him about it.
Yeah.
And he acted like he didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah. Wow.
We went for dinner at my parents' house. The same thing happened. My dad, who really liked him, now hates him.
Yeah. Good.
Please help me. Frida.
Well, what does she want us to do? Tell her that he's got to dump him, or does she really want to get to the bottom of the issue? Does she want to find out why?
Pardon the pun?
Yeah, pardon the pun. Does she really want to find out? Sometimes you just got to walk away from people's problems because, do you really want to go? Do you really want to catch that train? Do you want to go on that journey? I don't know. Would you?
Well, I'm just thinking, what happens at work? You know, when he takes a shit at work, he goes in and everyone just sees.
Yeah, but at work it's different. No one has an emotional attachment. That's
they're
just
probably
Jimmy.
thinking, shit,
That's
he's
just
having a
Jimmy
bad
doing
day.
a shit. That's just Jimmy doing a shit. Don't worry about that.
Why do you think he's crying when he does this shit?
Well,
You know what? He's got what's it called?
separation anxiety.
Yes.
yeah,
He's got separation anxiety.
that's true.
That's exactly what it is.
That's people who don't flush.
He's got separation anxiety. When it's coming out, he's mourning
the loss.
He's mourning the loss.
Yep. And a lot of people do that, and that's why they don't flush. You know how people go, "Oh, why don't you ever flush the toilet?" Well, it's because they just can't. They can't just do that final goodbye. So what's the fucking point? And then you're going to have children. What the fucking children are they all going to be? Like, everyone's going to be crying? I'm just going to walk
imagine
in.
the kids.
You're going to fucking walk in to see my grandchildren and they're all crying while they're going to the toilet?
In their
What a horror
nappies.
show.
In their nappies, even from when they're young.
Well, they're not even in the bathroom. They're not even in the bathroom. It's like in the living room. Fucking just crying away. Or what are they crying for? Oh, they're just doing a shit.
All right, have we got more news?
Yeah. Okay. So this one's a bit. Well, this one's a bit. It's a bit. It's not totally funny because this is about this professor. He's a philosophy professor of all things. So he was being convicted of sexual harassing someone, and then he's jumped off a cliff and killed himself. So look, that's the dark side of the story. But the freaky bit is that before this happened, he engaged a professional woman. Should we call her hooker? Yeah, she's a hooker. All right. And they had a contract. He'd handwritten this contract, and it was basically she was financially in a financial relationship with him. She was being paid. There was a contract. She had to do whatever he wanted to do with her, right? And everything was going fine until he got busted and then he killed her. Anyway, but one of the things was he sent her a message, a video, and it's this whole thing, and he's going on about, and he's pretending that she was in one of his lectures. Did you read this?
Yeah, that's the money.
That's the money shot, and she's going, you walked into my lecture, you had high heels and a short skirt, and you sat in the front, and I was trying to give my lecture, and you opened your legs.
I was distracted.
I was distracted by
you opened your legs, and I was distracted in my lecture.
Opened your legs. I was distracted in my lecture. This is not real. This is what he's writing to her, and this is leading to what she's going to be punished, right? Anyway, and you weren't wearing knickers, and you opened and crossed your legs, and then you opened your legs wide, and you had written in red lipstick on top of your vagina, "Daddy Professor, it's yours."
Daddy Professor. Can you fit that?
No, you
on
can't.
Top of the vagina?
You can't. I tried. I tried on my.
On your vagina.
On my vagina. You can't. Daddy Professor, it's yours. I mean, just the fact that because it's. Right, so it's yours. That's the possessive, isn't it? So you'd have to have an apostrophe.
Well, it depends if she
you have to have an apostrophe.
Yeah, so if she had an apostrophe or not.
She had an apostrophe, so she'd have to put an apostrophe. How would you do that? There's just not enough room. I mean, I'm considering she shaved, right?
And it'd be hard to write that if I'm trying to write it now.
Yeah, you can't. Lipstick is quite hard. So it's obviously his fantasy. It didn't happen. So there's your point. If you're going to have a fantasy, like my advice to anyone who lives their lives through fantasies is to keep it real. Use science, not magic, and just keep it real, because at the end of the day, it's gonna end up backfiring, because you go, oh, wait a minute. Just as you're halfway through whatever you're doing with your fantasy, you think, oh, wait a minute, she wouldn't be able to do that.
And then he threw himself off a cliff.
Well,
but what gets me is what's with this fucking daddy thing?
Yeah.
It's always got to be daddy.
Yeah,
it's got to,
I don't know. And did you see the picture of the professional health worker, or whatever she calls herself?
Yes, I did.
Like those pouty lips and the hair and the oversized breasts. I mean, does that? I know it appeals to some people, but that's not real either. I don't know. She just doesn't look real.
Well, that would, if I was a lecturer, that would distract me.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, but in a scientific way, sort of like curiosity, thinking, "Oh my god, that's a lot of work."
Well, I'd have to, I mean, he must have good eyes to see what she said from a leg cross. I'd have to sort of like go and kneel in front and open them again and squint and go,
Although when you write in lipstick, it's usually quite large, which brings us back to that point, which would be almost impossible to do it, unless she was using thighs as well. But then how would you read it? Oh, I suppose she does the full spread. Oh, that's it. She's used her thighs as well. Dear Mr. Fish and Mr. Henricks, I am a great fan of your show and listen every second week. I have a slight problem and was hoping you could help me. My boyfriend and I have been together for 12 months. We are now living together with his large dog.
Ugh.
When my boyfriend is away from the house, his dog, Betty, follows me around growling. She never lets up, always following me, even to the bathroom. When I complain to my boyfriend, he just says, "Don't worry, it's because you look like my ex-wife. Can you help? Yours, name withheld."
Well, I knew this guy, right?
Yeah.
And he told me that he met a girl and she used to come to his place. He had a dog. His dog used to follow her, growling and growling and growling all the time.
Yeah.
And the problem was, they didn't know what the problem was. Then she ended up getting this stuff called Vagiwash. This is true. And she washed her vagina with this Vagiwash.
Yeah.
And the dog stopped growling and following her.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know what that's all about. Anyway.
Well, that's interesting. That's interesting because I thought I never even thought of that. I mean, I know you would. I'm not surprised you would remember that and hold that as a bit of evidence to use for future use. But I thought, look, ex-wife, right? Looks like my ex-wife. So I don't know. It's
that's a problem there anyway. Why is he? Like if you met a girl and you found out that you look like her ex-husband, wouldn't you think that was weird?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah. Anyway, so 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm bolt upright and I'm thinking, I've got it. I figured it out, right? And you know what she does?
What?
Because what she does is she plays on the dog mind, because dogs are fucking smart. I know they don't smoke cigars and they don't drive cars like chimps. But
they can't ride bikes.
No, I know, but they're still fucking smart, right? So what she does is when her boyfriend is away and the dog's following her, she just starts peeing on things. So she pees on the sofa, she pees on the laptop bag, the bag that he takes to work.
She's marking her territory.
No. She's not marking her territory.
No, that's what the dog thinks.
No, the dog doesn't understand at first, right?
I thought you said the dog was smart.
Yeah. At first, well, like when you see an adult peeing, it's a bit confusing, right? So the dog's just going, "What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on?" And then
when your wife is peeing, you walk into the bathroom and go, "I'm confused."
Well, if she was peeing on the couch, I would. I'd be going like, "Just stay away from the remote, for fuck's sake. It's not waterproof." Anyway, so she's looking at the dog while she's peeing, right? And she's got those eyes thing and she's like mentally communicating with the dog. And then the dog goes, "Oh my God, I know what the fuck's going on. She's mind fucking me. What she's doing is she's going to make my owner, Teddy, think that I'm doing it."
Oh,
and then Teddy's going to get, and then Teddy is going to fucking go, "Oh, we've got to do something about this. She's got to go to the farm. She's got to go to the farm." So what the dog does is just shuts the fuck up, sits on her little inflatable little mat next to the television and just stays there like a statue for the whole time he's out of the house. And she wins. And she's done it using her mental capacity and her in a way that's non-violent. And it's not illegal.
Passive aggressive.
It's not illegal.
Well played. Well played.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so we got more news. Japanese porn star drowns during Bukkake film. What do you think? Tragedy. That's a tragedy.
That is a well, that's...
You talk about nuclear accidents being a disaster. This is
dying
real.
at work is the worst. Is the worst thing that can happen. Dying at work is the worst thing that can happen. She did not think that morning, I'm going to work.
Yeah.
Bye. Says goodbye.
And no one thought she wouldn't come home.
Sayonara to everyone. She did not think she was going to die that day, drowning in Bukkake.
Bukkake. Is that how you pronounce it? I never know how you... Bukkake? Bukkake. All right. So, wow. You think there would be, workplace safety.
Health and safety.
Healthy safety precautions put in there. I don't know what the fuck. I think it's just, it's and what the fuck was everyone doing? Like, surely someone would have noticed, or maybe they thought it was part of the act. I don't know. But that's, so what that is like, how you said you had pneumonia. So with pneumonia, your lungs fill with fluid from your infection. Well, it's almost the same sort of thing, except it's full of something else.
So how did she drown? So it must have been.
No, the fluid goes into your lungs.
Okay, so she choked basically.
No, because choking is a blocking.
Right? What I'm trying to say is
what happens
in her mouth.
She inhales it. She inhales it into her lungs.
Mm.
It's called a special thing. I can't remember what it's called. It's like not asphyxia. It's so asphyxia is when air doesn't get into your lungs, but when your lungs fill with with fluid or food or anything like that, it then you can't breathe because you can't absorb air. So you basically choke to. Well, you suffocate. But with
what
food.
a way to go, my God.
I know. I know. And it's just horrible. It's all horrible.
But speaking of porn stars, there's this porn star, Chloe Cherry, her name is.
Chloe Cherry. Do you think that's her real name?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
And she is beautiful. She is absolutely beautiful, right?
She hasn't had any work done?
No. And
they call that au natural.
Au natural.
That's French.
She's done all this, ass to mouth porn, 3 dicks in her ass.
Okay, I'm losing the love now.
She's done all this stuff. She's absolutely beautiful.
She's beautiful.
She is. She's gorgeous. And she's been picked up.
That sentence, you should write that down. You should write that down because that's the most conflicting sentence you've ever said in your life, I think.
She's been picked up. Well, I find that attractive in a woman. 3 dicks in.
Obviously.
If she can fit 3 dicks in her ass, she's a
natural shoplifter.
Well, she's a professional.
Yeah.
She's anyway, she gets picked up.
She could be a prison guard.
Yeah, exactly. She gets picked up for this series. I can't remember what the series is called. Anyway, she's on
the cooking show.
No, it's some one of those like Netflix type series.
Yeah.
She gets picked up on this series, and the series is huge. She's huge. She's a big star in it.
Yeah.
And everyone knows she's a porn star.
Yeah.
And she's come out, and this is what she said.
Yeah.
Don't watch my porn videos.
Well, don't
watch my porn videos.
Yeah, there's 2 things there. One is,
and I'd never heard of her before.
Yeah. Now you know her.
Now, I'd never heard of her before, and then I looked at her, and then I looked up her name on this porn site, but 3 dicks in her ass, and you know what I mean. So is that a
So there's 2 things.
Is that
here.
reverse psychology, or?
Well, it's called you know what it's called? It's called the Barbara Streisand effect.
Oh.
So you should Google it. So the Streisand effect, rather. So what Barbara Streisand, there was this thing, I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was this court case, and she, basically there was something happened and someone said something and she could have just forgotten about it and let it, and it would never, no one would ever taken notice or anything. But then no, she goes to court and there was this huge case and it became so big it was like famous. If you want the effect of anonymity or whatever it's called, you just don't say, you don't say that, you say
You just let it
nothing.
go.
You just let it go. If you you don't fight it and make it into a big thing. So, but I think there might be something else here,
But
like maybe she knows that. Maybe she knows that and she says, don't watch my porn videos because she wants idiots like you to watch her porn videos and then buy merchandise.
Probably. Well, she hasn't
you go.
changed her name. It's not like she tried to change her name and change her look and all that sort of stuff. She's remained exactly the same.
Yeah, maybe she's
still
playing it.
Chloe Cherry.
Yeah, and she's playing it. Now,
Everyone look
and it
at
fucking
Chloe
works.
Cherry.
You know what's the first thing I'm going to do when I finish this podcast?
Chloe Cherry.
Chloe Cherry.
And believe me, you won't regret it.
Man Court is now in session with judges Duke and Leon.
This girl is suing, this girl sued her boyfriend for not picking her up, taking her to the airport, and not looking after her dogs while she was away after he'd promised to. So the first thing was she had to get another flight. So she missed her flight. She had to get another flight, and then she flew to where she was going, and she missed the concert that she was going to. And then when she got home, she realised that he hadn't even looked after the dogs, or halfway through or something like that. So she had to put the dogs in kennels. She missed her concert, and she had to pay extra for the flight. Right, so she's suing him for compensation, and the judge basically said, it's a promise, not a contract, so threw it out, and they're no longer together. But my thing is, what a guy! Like, he says, yeah, I'll take you to the airport. He doesn't even turn up. Yeah, I'll look after your dogs. He just doesn't even turn up. Do you think that's great? I love it. It's like, nah.
Well played, I say.
Yeah. He didn't say, no, I'm not going to do it. He goes, yeah, I'll do it. And he just doesn't do it. I love that. I love it. I love people with such confidence that they can just go, you know what? Oh, yeah. Oh, there's my alarm going off. You know what? Oh, fuck it.
Just say yes. Just say yes.
I couldn't be fucked going there. And I hate those fucking dogs anyway. How beautiful.
I do that at work all the time. That they say, make sure you put that radioactive shit away.
Yeah. You just chuck it. Just put it in the just put it in the rubbish bin. Let the garbage guy deal with it.
All right, I've got.
Oh, so it's a man court. So is he a man?
Oh,
it was a man court.
Yeah, he's a fucking man.
That was great. Yeah, I love it.
Not only is he a man, he should be a professor giving man lectures.
Yeah.
With girls at the front saying, it's for you, daddy.
All right. First thing we're going to learn today is how to write in lipstick, really small. Okay. I reckon he's a man too. In fact, he's a hero. All right.
Man Court is now in session with judges Duke and Leon.
I've got a few things that I learnt from spending my childhood watching late night TV. All right?
In colour, because you were rich, not black and white like me.
That's right. Okay, first thing is never follow a bat into a castle. It's never fucking good, any good. Like,
never good.
I remember watching one movie where there's, it's an old vampire movie, and there's a big bat flying in a castle, and there's some gypsy girl sees the bat and goes, oh, and follows it in. Never follow a bat into a fucking castle. It's not good.
No, well, you shouldn't. Like they say, you shouldn't be. Nothing. What do they say? What do they say to footballers? Nothing good happens after 12 o'clock at night. So don't fucking be out anywhere near a castle.
The other thing is always trust old gypsies.
Ugh.
Always trust.
Oh, trust them. Why?
Trust them because they're always. In the movies, they're always saying, no, you cannot go there, do not go there, or don't wear this, or you have to do this, and the people never do it.
Yeah.
They never listen, and something bad always fucking happens to them.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that.
No,
Look, I don't want to be racist.
Buddy.
I don't want to be racist. I have nothing against Romani people, but I don't trust anyone who lives in a caravan. That's it. That's one of my things. All right.
All right. Another thing is that I found in the movies, if you think you've killed someone, you haven't.
If you think you've killed someone, you haven't.
Yeah. How many times have you seen a movie where someone's shot someone and gone, blah, 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 and then that person turns up not dead in the end and kills them?
Oh, right, okay. So if you think you've killed someone, make sure.
Yeah, you haven't.
Go to the funeral, open the coffin in front of everyone and say, yeah, I just want to make sure the cunt was dead. That's all. That's all I'm doing here. I'm not even going to stay for the buffet. I just wanted to make sure he was fucking dead.
If you're in a car chase, always be prepared for a pile of boxes in a lane.
Oh, to smash into.
Yeah. You know how in those old car chases, they always run into all those old boxes?
Boxes, yep.
The last one is if someone runs out of bullets, if someone's shooting at you and runs out of bullets, 99% of the time, they're going to throw the gun at you.
That's right. So just wait. Just wait. Everyone's waiting. I'm just going to wait till you throw the gun. Then I'm going to charge it. Then I'm going to run it. Then I'm going to run at you. That's right. They don't do that anymore. No one does that anymore.
Yeah, they'll do two clicks. The gun at you. They go bang, 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 then do 2 clicks and then throw the gun at you.
And then he looks at the gun and then he throws it like a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one does that anymore.
No.
That's a shame.
Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now.
Okay, ask Leon now. This is from Frida. Ooh, we've got another Frida. This is from Frida.
She's from Japan, I think. She must be Japanese.
Frida in Japan, who's drowning of bukkake as we speak. She asks, Leon, do angels have genitals?
Yes, of course they do. How would they go to the toilet?
Well, how do you think Jesus was born?
Oh, what do you mean?
Or conceived?
Oh, was it an angel?
Yeah, fucking, it was an angel.
I don't know. I didn't read that bit. Yes, they do have genitals. They can't reproduce, though. They're inert. They're inert, or whatever the word is. But they have genitals, and occasionally they might take a look at each other's, but there's no touching, and you can't count it as a number. Yes, interesting situation, but yes, they do have genitals.
So where would they look at each other's genitals? Like, well,
when one flies over the other. The other one,
they look up their robe.
They look up their robe, and they just say, well, what are you looking at? I just want to make sure that harp doesn't fall down and hit me in the fucking head like it did last week, cunt. All right. That's it.
Can you imagine a female angel's vagina?
I am now, as we speak.
I bet you it's not as good as Chloe Cherry's.
Or and what would it say?
No, but it must be something to behold. A female angel's vagina must be something to behold. You know, come on.
Well, just for the sheer fact that there's all that light coming out of it.
I bet you she doesn't have to use Vagiwash, Vagiclean, or whatever it is.
Or what's written on top of it. Yeah. All right. All right, let's go. I'm going to go.
God, this is what she's written on top of it. God, it's for you. It's yours.
Oh, God, that's so blasphemous.
Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now.
All right, everyone.
thank you for listening. Thank you for following us on all our platforms and for buying the merch. And we really appreciate you listening. And it's dear to my heart, and I know Duke's as well.
Yeah. See you later.
See you later.
Bye.